In the ancient hills of Judah, long before modern cities and empires, there lived a king whose life moved between battlefields, palaces, and quiet moments of reflection. This is a reconstructed glimpse into what a day in the life of King David may have looked like, drawn from history, scripture, and the rhythms of ancient royal life. Before the first light breaks over Jerusalem, the palace is already stirring. King David often begins his day early, sometimes before sunrise. In his youth, he rose as a shepherd, watching over flocks in the wilderness, and even as a king, that habit of early wakefulness likely remained. He may begin the morning in quiet reflection or prayer, as many passages attributed to him in the Psalms suggest a man deeply rooted in conversation with God. These moments are not rushed, they are personal, grounding him before the demands of kingship. There is no coffee, no modern routine, just water, perhaps bread, and the simple foods of the region, figs, olives, and barley. Servants prepare the day's reports while messengers arrive from across Israel, bringing news of disputes, alliances, and threats beyond the borders. As the city comes alive, David takes his seat as judge and ruler. He hears cases brought by his people, disputes over land, justice, and family matters. In ancient Israel, the king was not just a political leader, but a final authority in matters of law. David's decisions carry weight. His wisdom, shaped by years of war, exile, and hardship, guides him as he listens carefully to each case. Between judgments, military commanders report on troop movements. The kingdom of Israel is often surrounded by tension, neighboring powers watching closely, and conflict always a possibility. Strategy is discussed, orders are given, and plans are set in motion. Yet even here, David is known not just as a warrior king, but as one who often seeks counsel, especially from prophets and trusted advisors. By midday, the heat of the Middle Eastern sun settles over Jerusalem. Meals are simple but nourishing by ancient standards. A typical royal table may include freshly baked bread, lentils or stews, olives and olive oil, figs, grapes, and dates, and occasionally lamb or goat for feasts or special occasions. Meals are shared with family and court members. David's household is large and complex, sons, wives, servants, and officials all under one roof. But the palace is not always peaceful. Family tensions and political rivalries sometimes simmer beneath the surface, as later events in David's life show. Still, there are moments of rest, perhaps in courtyards, or listening to music played on the lyre, an instrument David himself famously mastered. As the day continues, attention shifts back to leadership and security. Military captains report training progress, supplies are checked, fortifications are reviewed. David, once a warrior himself, understands the realities of battle. Though he no longer fights as he once did, his presence as a strategist and symbolic leader remains powerful. Letters and messages are written and sent across the kingdom, and decisions made here ripple through cities, tribes, and borders. As the sun sets over Jerusalem, the palace grows quieter. Evening may bring a rare moment of stillness. David is known in Scripture as the sweet psalmist of Israel, and music plays a central role in his life. It is likely that evenings were often filled with song, reflection, and writing. The Psalms attributed to him reveal a man who wrestled deeply with joy, guilt, faith, and fear. These are not just royal records, they are personal reflections. In these quieter hours, David may reflect on battles fought, mistakes made, and the weight of leadership. Night in the ancient palace is not always peaceful. A king sleeps lightly. Messengers can arrive at any hour, and threats do not respect darkness. Yet eventually the palace settles. Oil lamps dim, guards rotate. The city of Jerusalem rests under watchful protection. David, now older, carries both the burden and legacy of his reign into the night, and as he rests, history continues to form around him, shaping the future of a nation and the stories that will be told for thousands of years. King David's life was not one of comfort, but of complexity. He was shepherd and soldier, poet and ruler, sinner and seeker. His daily life, though rooted in ancient times, reflects timeless human struggles, leadership, faith, failure, and redemption. And perhaps that is why his story still echoes today.